Welcome to the Dog Nerd Show, where we geek out over our best friends. I'm Megan.
And I'm Michael, and this is a show about all things dog.
Hey, everybody. We have an exciting episode today.
We certainly do. We went on a field trip with the dogs, and we're really excited to show that to you. We got some pretty good footage and some photos. A very unique place.
Yeah, so being dog nerds, whenever there is an opportunity to take the dogs with us, that's what we want to do. And this was Michael's anniversary trip for us. So it was a surprise. All I knew was that we were going somewhere where we could take the dogs. And so I dressed comfortably. We were going to be outside, obviously. So take a look and see where we went. Hey, guys.
Hey, everybody.
We are in Rock City. And guess what?
What, Megan?
It's dog friendly. Y'all, I've never been here before, and it's our anniversary, and Michael decided we should come. It's amazing. It is so cool. We'll give you more details on it. We've got lots of pictures and some video to share. Riley is here. She's just on the ground, cooling her belly.
I couldn't operate a Riley and a phone camera at the same time.
Yeah, but we are having a blast.
It was, you know what? It was an incredible. I had been here before, but I was a child. I don't remember it. And the fact that they're dog friendly, they even said in their brochures that they've even had goats here. So to say they're dog friendly, I think's pretty easy to say.
There's a cafe. Dogs are allowed everywhere. They even check, we met some people like, how's your dog? Do they need water? Of course, we brought our own, but it's awesome, y'all.
It is great. And we highly suggest if you're in the area or if you're planning on being in the area, it's worth an afternoon to stop by.
Absolutely. You guys, that was so much fun. Michael, thank you so much for taking us to Rock City. I had always, I had seen the little bird houses and the barns and I just thought it was probably a tourist trap somewhere in the mountains and never had gone. All my life grew up in the Atlanta area and had never been. So thank you. That was awesome.
Oh, you're welcome. And I had been there before, but I was a child. I was maybe 6. I don't remember it. And, when you're at that age, everything's big and grand. So I kind of went there with new opened eyes, and I was really impressed going there as an adult, and I'm shocked I haven't been there since, because you guys may not know this, but I spent a lot of time up in the mountains. I'm a fly fisherman, so I'm near this place quite a bit, but I've never been back. And when I saw that it was pet friendly, and I said, what a great way to spend our wedding anniversary with our family.
Yep.
And
it was so fun. Like, it was so peaceful, and it was funny because when we were walking in, we had 1:30 reservations.
1:30 reservations.
And there was this couple that was leaving, and the parking lot was not very full. We went on a Thursday, which I have to say, like, it was worth taking the day off.
Yeah,
of work.
if you can do that, if you can go during, the weekends, I'm sure they're great, but it's probably going to be a little bit more crowded. But if you can go on a Thursday at 1:30, probably would suggest that.
Even if you can get up there earlier, because like the couple that was walking, they were leaving as we were coming in, and they were like, oh man, it was beautiful. It was so peaceful. You picked a good time and a good day. Enjoy yourselves. And it was like, I could see spending like time sitting on a bench and just meditating, or just to be outside and unplug. Like, I think we all need to do that more. It was not only gorgeous because of the caverns and the bridges and the
overlooks, and really a marvel of nature.
Yeah.
I was blown away, and I think it's just a place that if you're in the area, it should be on your agenda.
Yeah, absolutely. And one place that we want to see, and I don't think it's dog friendly, is Ruby Falls. So
yeah, I don't think
we need to check that, but we want to go back again and see more that's up there.
Now, let me say this. I did read that Ruby Falls is, even though you can't bring, because it's all inside, and even though you can't bring your dogs into Ruby Falls, they do have a kennel area. for the dogs, because
Yeah, well, you know me, I'm not going to trust that.
right. But if you're in the area and you're like, wow, it's a bummer, we can't go to this, and you may not get back there. I mean, you may not live as close as we do. That option is there. That if you're okay with it, you could, kennel your dog in this kennel area.
So, but we'll talk about where we went. Rock City. And the dogs that were there were, enjoying it. Riley. Okay. So you guys are probably going, how in the world, well, you've seen the little video clips, but how in the world did you manage it with 2 senior dogs? So we actually got a pouch, like a sling pouch for Finley. So I essentially carried him the entire time. So my right side is going to be all
buff and stuff,
because I was mostly carrying him with that side. And he would sit in the pouch, but I still was, having to kind of hold him and pick him up and down, because we did let him walk on the flats. But there are a lot of stairs. So if you have a dog that's not good with stairs, then be aware of that. There's
also, I'm sorry for interrupting. There's also a disabled path too. So if you got strollers or a senior dog, or say you're in a wheelchair or a walker, or you're older and you don't do steps well.
But that path, from what I read on their website, it only goes from like the front of the place to the lookout.
Yeah.
So you don't get to experience all the other amazing things. And they said that's about a half-mile round trip from parking lot to the overlook. But there is handicap accessible. So, I always like to talk about the history. So, it's in Lookout Mountain, Georgia. So right near Tennessee. It's like 6 miles from Chattanooga. So if you go to Chattanooga, you absolutely have to check it out. It opened in May of 1932. And, this part, being a marketing person, I totally geeked out over. So the owners, Garnet and Frida Carter, hired Clark Byers in 1935 to paint Sea Rock City barn advertisements throughout the United States Southeast and Midwest. So you guys have probably, if you're from the United States or you've been to the United States and you've driven through, you've probably seen barns painted with Sea Rock City. And so Byers painted over 900 barn roofs and walls in 19 states by 1969 before he retired. So, I mean, how ingenious was that
it's great.
The owners to say, okay, how can we do some advertising? This was like a billboard, paint barns.
Yeah. And you go up to a farmer and say, hey, I'm going to paint your barn. The only caveat is I have to put Sea Rock City on the roof. Farmer's like, if you're going to paint it, go ahead. I don't care.
So I thought that was super cool. So there is a lookout where it says that you can see 7 states, and apparently some people say this is debatable. And what it is that you can see geographical points in 7 states. So, and you even said, I don't know that we can see South Carolina, but one of the things that we read was that with pollution today, it may be much harder to see what was seen back then. But an interesting note was that 2 Civil War soldiers, one from the Union side and one from the Confederate side, both wrote independently in their journals that you could see 7 states from that point, because there was a battle of Lookout Mountain. So, if those guys said it and they said it independent of one another, then, that's pretty interesting.
I don't know.
Okay.
We'll debate that one.
All right.
But you can definitely see Tennessee and Georgia and Alabama. That I know. But
you
either
only
way,
think you can see 3 states? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I don't know that you can see North Carolina and South Carolina. I mean, just the
on a clear day,
effect and the
on
curvature
a clear
there.
Day at the right time of day on the right season, maybe you can see all 7.
If you're on stilts or in an airplane flying above it.
Well, I am taller than you, so
that's
maybe that's why.
I don't know. Maybe you can. If maybe a peak of the mountain pokes up.
So, historical evidence shows that Native Americans lived in the area, and that is where, according to the signage at the park, that Lover's Leap is actually because there were 2 Native Americans, male and a female, and they were from different tribes, and they fell in love, the whole Romeo and Juliet story. and I think her tribe went after him, and the tribes were warring, and they ran him off of the cliff, and then she jumped off of it,
yeah,
because
according
she was so
according to
distraught.
the
So that's where Lover's Leap comes from. Beautiful outlook, overlook. There's a waterfall beneath it that is man-made. I'm a little anxious on heights, especially when I don't feel like I'm contained. So there's a little cantilevered kind of outcropping where you stand to look at the water. I really feel like I didn't enjoy the waterfall because I was like, oh my God, I'm holding Finley and this is like scaring me.
Well, there's another thing too that she wins a Bravery award for, and I'll show that clip right now. Yeah, so she made it across the bridge. So she blamed me for the bridge swinging. If you didn't notice that, I wish I had video of me, because all I was doing was walking behind her.
Heavy-footedly, I might add. He was not walking gingerly over the bridge.
Anyway, it's totally safe, guys.
It is safe, but let me just say that, first of all, I'm holding the dog, right? So I'm holding Finley. So that already I have, and he wasn't going anywhere, but I'm holding him. And then I'm 6 feet tall. The railings for the bridge are low. They're short people railings. So, there's like, I don't feel like there's anything keeping me in the bridge except for myself. And so it's just a little unnerving when you're walking over a gulch that is, I don't know how steep.
Yeah.
So, but I did it. I mean, it was fine. It was just rocky over here. Kept me from enjoying myself.
I'm sorry for walking on the bridge.
Yeah, we should have gone separate.
We should have.
So another thing that I wanted to mention about the pet friendliness is that Rock City actually has a like a hotel.
Yeah, so they have, if you go to their website, you'll see they suggest hotels in the area, and some of those are pet friendly, but they actually do have an inn that's nearby.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to find it here, but there is not only there's the Chanticleer Inn right across the street, which is an independently owned bed and breakfast that looks super cute.
Yep.
But here we go. The just 3 miles from Rock City is our historic pet and family friendly boutique inn. Riverview Inn affords guests sweeping views of Tennessee River and downtown Chattanooga from a breezy perch on the side of Lookout Mountain. So, if you are planning a trip from far away, I mean, this was a day trip for us, but if you're planning a trip from far away, the Riverview Inn is pet friendly, and check out the Chanticleer Inn as well. We'll put links in the description, but it was just so nice. I mean, we even had a lady asking, are the dogs okay?
Do they want
need
water?
anything?
Yeah. The staff, the location, everything, you get a very comfortable feeling there. You're very welcomed.
There's a cafe where you can there's several restaurants, but there's a cafe which is, I think that cafe was the only dog friendly one.
Yeah. And this right here is the area you sit in. It's beautiful. It's near the overlook. So you can sit in this area, and they got 3 or 4 tables there. Very, very friendly, very accommodating location.
Especially since we actually went to go eat right when they were like 5 minutes from closing the restaurant, and they still sat us and made sure the dogs had what they needed. You can even order food from the dog menu. We didn't need to, but it was just so beautiful and peaceful. And, I was saying earlier that we carried Finley most of the time because he doesn't do stairs, is because of his vision. But Riley, Riley will be 14 in December, and she walked the whole thing. She was
bounding, yeah.
Up the stairs, down the stairs. I mean, it was such a fun adventure for her. She even only barked at another dog once, and that's because it came up behind her. So
yeah,
it was really fun, really beautiful. Just, we will be going back. I mean, just a magical place.
Couple of things too I want to throw out there. As you know, as we're airing this, COVID-19 is still going on. So they do ask you to bring a mask with you. When you're outside, you don't necessarily have to wear a mask, but you still have to social distance. And you'll notice on the grounds that they've in populated areas, or where where you're going to line up to walk through an attraction, they've got tape on the ground, showing you 6 feet apart. So please respect that. And then as you go through the Mother Goose area, it's actually inside. So they ask you to put your mask on there. And then obviously when you go to the inside to the restaurants or to the gift shops, please make sure you've got a mask with you.
Yeah, and at the very end of the trail, so it's a 4,100 foot walking trail. So 4,100 foot walking trail, and when you get to the end of it, and you don't have to do the whole thing, but it's definitely worth it. When you get to the end of it, there is like Michael said, the indoor portion, and they will tell you to put your mask on.
And it's Fairyland Village, Mother Goose.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a point of fact here. So the waterfall is 90 feet. The swing along bridge is a 180 foot long suspension bridge. And, a couple of cool places were Fat Man Squeeze and the Needle Eye, which are really narrow passages that you have to go through sideways. And I was able to go. I was worried about Fat Man Squeeze because I had Finley. So I had like a fat man's belly, and but we were able to get through.
Yeah, and
the people behind me came up a little close, which is freaking me out a little bit. I'm like, stay back. I need an escape route in case I get stuck.
In general, most of the trail is relatively mild.
Yes,
I would say there's some steps, that you might, depending on your health and condition, might be a little tough, but I would say it's mild to easy.
Yeah.
It's not
There's
even
just
medium.
a lot of stairs, and everything is stone underfoot. So, if you're going to take your dogs, just consider that. Like if your dog doesn't do well with stairs because they're afraid of stairs, you're not going to have a good time. Mm-hmm. If your dog is older like ours, and if they're smaller like ours, you can carry them. If they're bigger, you're not going to be able to carry them in certain places because it is so narrow. But just a wonderful place. Beautiful, great thing to do with our little family. And we hope you enjoy seeing the pictures. And if you have been, definitely comment below what you enjoyed most about it. I don't know. Is there something, Michael, that you enjoyed most?
I think the overall calmness of the place and in the natural beauty. I'm a sucker for that more than I am man-made.
Yeah.
But it was really calm. Like you didn't think about anything else while you were there, but what you were seeing.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree with that. And there are certain, I don't think I have a favorite thing, but that huge rock that's just balanced.
Oh yeah.
That's amazing. There's this gigantic boulder that's just balanced. I stood under that without any fear.
Yeah.
And then there's a beautiful statue of a woman or a girl with a bird in her hand right in that scenario. Just so beautiful.
Yeah, a lot of local artists have donated pieces to the location, and they're neat to see too. But yeah, I think I go back to the natural beauty of it. The natural beauty of it was just
stunning. Mm-hmm, and peaceful. So they say to plan on a 1.5 to 2 hour trip, but it is completely self-guided. So you can take as much time as you want. There's little alcoves where they have benches and, little bench swings, and just, there's places if you want to stop and reflect and relax and just sit, you can do that there. It's just gorgeous. So a fun place to go. Definitely pet friendly. They even said on their website that they've had people bring a goat and a parrot. But we will say your pets do have to be leashed. So, leashed pets only. But just wonderful. And yeah, we want to hear if you guys have been there. I mean, obviously this was the first time for me and I loved it. Wish I had been sooner. I hear that it's really pretty at Christmas time.
Mm-hmm.
So,
they open it up for nighttime walks. They were actually putting the lights up when we were there.
And I will say that, maybe one of the silver linings of this whole, quarantine world we're living in is that it was not crowded. And I think they're probably limiting the number of people in right now.
Yeah, because that's something we didn't mention. They highly, highly, highly suggest that you do reservations. So that's why we had to be there at 1:30. So they do highly recommend that you do reservations, and you can do that online at their website. I think they go out like a month and a half, and you just go in there and you choose what day, what time you want to be there. Purchase the tickets. You can print them off or save them to your Apple Wallet or however you save barcodes, and you walk in, they scan it, they give you a map, and you're on your way.
Yeah, and it's completely self-guided, so there's no pressure. SeaRockCity.com is their website, so definitely do, like Michael said, get your tickets there, claim your spot. I would say, in retrospect, I would have liked to have gone even earlier, just because it probably was even less crowded earlier. But yeah, I would say, a silver lining to this crazy time is that it was not crowded. Mm-hmm. I would imagine on a regular Saturday or Sunday, this time of year, beginning of October, non-COVID, it's probably packed. And I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much because it just felt free and easy and we could just linger and nobody
You didn't feel rushed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
anyway, that was our pet-friendly anniversary
excursion
trip. Yeah, and it was so fun. And we'll look at bringing you guys more pet-friendly or dog-friendly spots that we uncover. And if you have any that we should check out, let us know.
All right. Well, tell people where they can find us and leave comments and everything else for us, Megan.
Yeah, so we would love it if you subscribe so that you get notifications whenever we have a new video. So subscribe and hit that little bell so you get a notification. And you can find us everywhere online at Dog Nerd Show, dognerdshow@gmail.com, dognerdshow.com. And for all of our podcast listeners, thank you so much. We'll put all of the links to everything in the show notes.
All right. Well, until next time, folks. Take care. Bye.
Bye.